Look, internet, no hands. Yep, I got a tripod. I left my home this morning thinking today was going to be a big day. I was going to pitch a friend of mine who's making a documentary on a very famous person, and I thought that I had a better solution. And I pitched it to him, and he said it's pretty much out of his hands and that he's kind of depressed on it now. Also, they wanted to use generative AI, and I'm not going to do that because it's unethical. Then I'm supposed to go by Chris Casamasa's place of work, which I'm going to do in a few minutes, a couple hours, and pick up a heavy bag by his company as branded content in this fighting movie, Go Gentle. After that, I was supposed to drop off the heavy bag at Matt Wallace's house, where we will be filming the scene that involves the heavy bag, but Matt's not going to be home at that time, so I'm just going to go home. So it's interesting. A full day became a rather simple day. A big day became just today. So I had this scene in Go Gentle that I was hoping to fill with a bunch of fighters. It was going to be the greatest collection of martial arts masters in Orange County history. Several of them don't seem to be interested. 2 of them didn't respond. 2 of them want to be paid. 1 of them probably thinks it's not glamorous enough. So I have to take those roles, consolidate it into another role, and give at least one of those roles to an actor. And it happens to be that I'm about to be in conversation with Chris Panzera, the star of Algorithm, to play one of the minor roles. He said he wanted to do kind of supporting roles right now in his career, so that's what I'm going to try and hook him up with and solve my problem at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to be another reread. I've got that call in about 5 minutes. Tomorrow, I am going to be doing a bunch of interview auditions with the actresses that will play another character in the movie. It's weird to be casting a movie that I'm planning on shooting in 3 weeks. I'd prefer this had been done earlier, but it's what it is. I just spoke with Chris Panzera, which was an awesome education in how to talk to actors. And also he's going to be playing one of the roles in Go Gentle. Yep, the star of Algorithm is going to be in Go Gentle, which is pretty cool. I am 5 feet 10 inches tall. This is the heavy bag that Chris Casamasa, the lead in Go Gentle, lent us from his dojo that he uses to train the martial arts masters who are part of his network. This is Matt Wallace. This is the logo. This is John Schieffer. This is the heavy bag. It's taller than me. The hat is because I'm a pasty white guy. The location is Azusa Pacific, and I am here because I thought a friend of mine was a professor here. Turns out she teaches at Chapman or Biola, not here. But it's also close to where I was, so I'm just hanging out. I don't like to copy people, but I also study others. One of the vloggers I listen to is Casey Neistat. It's easy to dismiss vloggers as not great filmmakers. Casey Neistat is not that. He is good at what he does. And he has created a following, and I think it's worthy of study. This is about transitions. The things I love in life are filmmaking and books. It makes me a little sad that when I was at university, I reduced it to the acquisition of a piece of paper rather than the experience that changed me. Pretty much studying almost every iteration of philosophy you can imagine. I don't know that those kinds of stepping stones can be measured by pieces of paper or accomplishments. How do we measure our own change in awareness and consciousness? My thoughts on myself and reality were certainly broadened by the experience at universities. Ever since Caitlin Patricia Weiler suggested I have a brand, I've been thinking about my brand, and I started to compile what it actually is. And it's For me, brand is more of an emergent property rather than something I start with. My brand is who I am. My brand is my tone. My brand is my topic. And I think that's how it ought to be. Otherwise, there's a minimum level of inauthenticity. So back to Casey Neistat. I watched a bunch of his videos and I noticed that his brand is kind of happy, kind of excited, like the entire world is a sort of adventure or playground. Sometimes it's simple things that he likes, sometimes it's expensive things that he likes. The more expensive things seem to get more views, but either way, it's enjoyable. I feel like his vlog is sort of a sedative for the anxious, and that might be what people want on YouTube. That's not what I am. I was also thinking about Apple. They're a computer company, but that's not their brand. What their brand is actually what I love most about them. They took something that could be mundane and ugly, and they made it beautiful. They made it visually interesting. They made it a good experience for the end user. I don't know what my brand is, but I feel like I'm on a quest, like I'm on some kind of heroic journey. Although I don't want to be the hero necessarily, I just want things done. My personal quest is to experience fully whatever supernatural realities there are. I want to experience oneness with God. I want to experience the superpowers that I know are a part of that reality, because I have experienced some of them. I want to experience peace outside of the frenetic narrative that I always have to do and be more to keep up, to have more, to make more money, to make bigger movies in certain ways. And I want to be able to love everyone equally with compassion and maybe facilitate their journey, whatever direction that happens to be. That's my journey as a person. That's my brand as a person. As a filmmaker, I have to look at myself from the outside. And as I think about who I am, there's a couple perspectives. One, the class that I'm editing for a university right now is called Discovering Your Core Purpose. A part of that is looking at people and seeing what people call you about. What do they consistently summon you about for help or for assistance or insights? Here's the thing. Nobody really does that for me. Nobody calls me except my wife. My neighbors like me when I hang out, but they don't really, I guess they do sometimes summon me to hang out. I don't know why. They call me El Güero, which means the cool white guy, but I don't know why they like it, but it's not for a utilitarian sense that I can see, except sometimes to go to Home Depot for them, because Home Depot has sold out to ice and we repair our own stuff in our neighborhood. So I don't have that. But what I do have is actually suggested to me by Stephen Bartlett, the Diary of a CEO guy, which is a stack of skills. I'm not the best at any one of them, but my stack makes me the best at what I do. I made a short commercial parody spoof thing demonstrating my filmmaking skills and my creative skills. I'm going to try and put that in today's video. I don't know that I will make it. I don't know that this video will have the time to do that. But that's what I'm up to. That's where I'm at. Casey Neistat posted a video a while ago, 9 years ago. It's new to me because I watched it 2 days ago, and it was about how to go viral, how to be successful on YouTube, how to get a 12.5 million followers. He said you got to do it every day, and there are a couple of reasons for that. I think the first reason comes from the most important podcast I think I've heard in probably a couple of decades. Well, no, that's not true. In at least the last year, by Evan Shapiro on the Media Odyssey podcast, where he interviewed a guy who's 28 and very media savvy, very successful on YouTube. And he said some things that changed my view of what I ought to be doing and what I should be doing and how I should be doing it. He said that YouTube prioritizes based on frequency of posting, and not the way that I thought. What it is, it's an algorithmic engine. Shout out to my movie Algorithm.
Take a look at the world around you.
And it determines what your audience is and then feeds that audience your content. And it rarely gets spillover from one audience to another. In other words, it wants me to be in a genre, and I'm not really sure what my genre is because I don't know what my brand is. This has been a tourism vlog, a cooking show, a filmmaker how-to show, a me ranting about or speculating about philosophy show. What is it? That's who I am. That's my brand. This is my life. Do you want specific content? Because I don't know how to do that. I can just be me. And me involves a bunch of different things, including those things that I mentioned. It also involves my wife, and I'm probably not going to share a lot of her because that's her choice. That's her life. I can't do what Media Odyssey Podcast said I should do because I don't know how to pigeonhole myself, and I don't want to do that with this series right now. I may later, but not right now. And the reason is because I don't know what this is for me. It's a sketch pad. It's where I'm sketching stuff, and I'm just putting it out there and seeing if I like it, and if I like it, if I respond. What I've noticed is that as I do it, my videos change. I find out what I like doing and what I don't like doing. What I don't like doing with this is, for the short film that I'm making, Go Gentle, I have spent 3 months in pre-production. I'm not doing that with these videos because, quite frankly, I can't put out one a week with 3 months of pre-production. The math just doesn't work. I would have to have the Doctor Who version of a Time, where he goes into his phone booth and it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. I don't have that. All I have is right now and the time that I have. So I can't do that. All I can do is make one of these a week. That's as much as I can commit to without melting. And that's the problem. I think I'm going to discover through this process what I like about these videos and what's sustainable. And each one's going to change until I find what it is that I want to be doing. And you're part of that. If you watch it, great. Last week, 9 people watched it. Not so great, but I got something done. My first indicator should have been Memi didn't like it. She thought it was boring. She wasn't into the gear video either because she's not into gears, but at least that one was more exciting. I don't know why. I got to do some analysis on that. This medium is not the same as the short film Go Gentle or my cinematic space. Is this cinema? Yes. And that's a conversation for another day. This is cinema. But it's a different style of cinema. I can and will be posting some speculative short films that I've made. And honestly, Go Gentle and Libertas will end up eventually on this channel. So stay tuned, folks. The thing about posting every day has nothing to do with appeasing YouTube's algorithm.
You get in your car. You watch TV.
It's entirely about making something and discovering what I like and discovering what works and figuring out where the synergy is between those two things faster. Because if I improve with each video, then the more videos I do, the higher frequency I put out these videos, the faster I'll be able to improve. The problem is, I've been having nightmares at night. Anxiety dreams that maybe I won't be able to do everything I need to do on Go Gentle in the time that I have to do it. I was worried about today. I need to deliver a client video. I need to clean my apartment. I need to do my exercises, treadmill and planking. And I don't know where all of the time is to do all of those things. On top of that, I was really tired. Like when I end a day and I'm tingling tired, that's when I know I need to rest. Turns out it was something else. Turns out it was demons. We're not going to get into that in this episode. It's a part of my life. It's a part of reality as I experience it. And that's just part of it. I need to get better at this faster. And I don't know how to fit that into my current schedule. At least not until I'm done with Go Gentle. Right now, this series is called AvTau, a video thing a week. It might still be called that even if I put it out daily. But yeah. So that's where I'm at. YouTube wants a genre. I don't have one. Maybe I'll find one. Maybe genre is too specific a term for what YouTube is doing. Yeah, it's probably not a genre. Probably what it's doing is it's figuring out what people like this video and what other people have psychological profile commonalities with those people who might also like this video, which is not the same as genre at all. It's a far more advanced concept. Anyway, I've gone on long enough on this video. You'll see me next week.